Here is a service that can generate 3D models with just an image prompt. This AI model can generate quiet-based and fully textured 3D models in just minutes. Guys, we talked about this before, where we saw Chat Avatar, a similar service that can generate really good face meshes based on a portrait. But today we're gonna take a look at Rodin and some of his brand new features, mainly ControlNet, which is an option to further control the generations by using a bounding box, voxel, or point cloud. For example, defining a bounding box around your model to control proportions or convert your mesh to voxel mesh in addition to other stuff. And now I will get into 3D ControlNet, but if you are unfamiliar with 3D generation, then here is the TLDR. If you have seen Midjourney or some of the Stable Diffusion text-to-image AI models before, then you already know what I'm talking about. Rodin AI works in a similar way, but not quite. So instead of using diffusion to generate 2D images, it uses a model called Clay, and it does this to do diffusion in 3D. So it literally refines noise in 3D space. Now, I don't claim to understand all its ins and outs, of this new approach, but apparently it is significantly more efficient than other full 3D dimensions. From what I can see, Rodin really seems good. And I'm not saying that because it is a sponsor of this video. The way it works is, it still takes an image input and tries its best to create a 3D model based on that image. Now, it still suffers from that unpolished surface and imperfect topology, but it is definitely getting there. The AI generates really good models, considering it is a machine doing it based on a 2D image. Just from the last time I tried Rodin, this is noticeably better. I don't see a lot of junk geometry or pointless textures, and sometimes even correct text, which should tell you this AI tool is heading in the right direction, or the wrong direction depending on how you look at it. DemoStack, the company behind this project, are planning to release Rodin Generation 1.5 in the last quarter of this year, which is promising even better results and more accurate models. Now, is it gonna replace 3D modeling? I honestly don't think so, and I feel like this is gonna just help 3D artists make things better and even faster. And the result it produces is good compared to what we have seen before. It is not really there yet. It can be actually used as a background element or a mid-range asset that can be placed in an environment, but definitely not for close-ups. So the next update, I would really love to see some crisp textures maybe. And on the topic of updates, there are a few exciting updates, and the one that is most hyped is a 3D ControlNet, which basically allows you to define a geometry that you can use as an additional condition for your mesh generation. So if you want the mesh to be generated flatter, more box-like, taller, elongated, you can do that. Now one might ask, what is the use of that? Well, Rodin suggested I come up with some creative use case for this feature. So the first thing I came up with, or came to my mind, is having the exact same measurements for multiple assets. For example, if you are creating one of those isometric grid games and you need a bunch of assets that measure exactly 1 unit, you definitely can do that here. And you can easily keep the same scale across all the assets. The 3D condition can be a bounding box, but it can also be voxels or a point cloud. And you can access all the 3 from the left, where you can see clearly the new 3 options. Now, in the case of voxel and point cloud, you don't just control the size, but also drive the mesh features through the imported or the manually modeled geometry inside of Rodin. That's right, you have here a standalone 3D editor where you can adjust the geometry. Also, you can add primitive objects and even sculpt. A good example, let's just say, you can use the point cloud control to repair a model from 3D scanning. So just upload a 3D scan model as a point cloud control, attach an image to the model, then you can get a generated model with quiet faces from Rodin. All of these are added so you can have more control over the generation process and to guide it to give you exactly what you need. There is also a new update that adds some advanced options that allow you to navigate a prompt and even eliminate character gestures to turn them into a T or an A pose. And browsing through some of the featured models created by other artists, it honestly doesn't look like AI generated anymore, especially from a distance. It looks like an asset marketplace, to a certain extent of course. And talking about marketplaces, I think this is a good time to talk about pricing. While you can try Rodin AI completely for free, at least for a short while, the new account will have 10 credits, but you can try the creator's plan for a 7-day free trial. The website uses a credit per generation model, where you can pay for a credit and use those credits to generate, refine, and texture your model. And every time you click a button, you're gonna see how much credit it will cost you. Like for me right here, you can see 1 credit when I hover over the Geometry Confirm button. You can purchase credits through a one-time purchase, or you can subscribe for a creator subscription or a business plan. The API is now available with a subscription to a business plan. There is also a new education plan for students or educators. Now, is it cheap? Well, I'm not really familiar with the new AI market because it is still new and everybody is trying to figure it out. So it comes back to what you will need and how much you are willing to spend. Finally, I'm gonna import some of these models to Blender to build a simple scene, and you can see from a distance that these assets don't look that different from something that you can grab from Sketchfab or 3D Trader. And the keyword here is distance. So if you want them to look good, don't put them too close to the camera. So this is Rodin AI. The thing is, if the folks at Hyperhuman can keep it up, this could be a really good tool to have under your belt. Also, the new bounding box, voxel and point cloud features are interesting, but I want to wait to see what people think about it and what they are gonna use it for. Generally speaking, I would love to see better textures because the geometry doesn't matter sometimes as much as textures do. So I would love to see this tool be able to generate better textures in the future. And if you are interested in Rodin, you will find all the necessary links in the description. I hope you guys found this video useful and informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel so you can receive more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.